You know what? I didn't really like writing in the daytime anyway. I did a lot better when I wrote at night when I came home from doing my set when I was doing coke, as I was getting high. And then you could see where I started getting higher and higher. It became gibberish, but the first 3 lines, 6 lines were there. The basics are always going to be the same. But now, as an open micer, there's different ways to attack things. Now you got to go on Instagram and they put the schedules up. And, I don't know about this so far. This is why I was telling you about open mics, that I got to start going to them to see how this is going down right now.
Well, I mean, I also think though it's like kind of there's a difference. I did open mics in Jersey when I was there with you. I've done them all over. I think there's like a difference between people who just want to not skip the line but get famous pretty quick, and I think there's people who take comedy seriously. And I think like the stuff the book is like the most important stuff is for the people who are taking it serious. I mean, I think, don't you think? Like it's like that. Your advice is going to talk to them.
We have a mainstream problem that everybody wants to be famous. They don't know what comes along with it. They don't know what to do to get there. But they just woke up one day and decided they wanted to be famous. Now, when I got into stand-up, I didn't want to be famous. I just wanted to be a good stand-up. So those are the differences of how you have to look at things. The first chapter in this book is going to cover why. Why stand-up? Are you looking? Because I just want you to know what you're getting yourself into. Everybody sees Rogan and Dave Chappelle hanging out with stars and rappers, and you see fucking Segura with Jason Momoa, and you sit there at home in your fucking little basement apartment like I did, hoping that someday that would be me, That's going to be me someday. I'm going to have bitches and a boat, this gibberish that young men talk about. And you don't even think about why you're doing it. It took me 3 years to realize why I did all that work. I didn't really want to be a comic. I wanted to be a man. And that was the easiest way for me to become a man. Did I know that when I started this? No. Because if I told you I wanted to be a famous comic, I'd still be on the stage right now, going head to head with these guys, starting to get into arenas right now. That would have been my life's work. But after I started staying home, and I always told people, listen, it's tough to put your sneakers on. If you can't do a set for free, forget about getting paid for it. And this is what was bothering me about my last 3 or 4 years in comedy. It wasn't like something I enjoyed. I could come up with material like anybody. I wasn't a traditional writer. When I started dipping into myself and telling stories and comparing them to life today, that's when things started to click. But by that time, I was like, okay, I got the answer. I got a kid now. I want to be home. I want to be around for that kid. Now that, as a comic, if Mercy's 10 right now, I'd see Mercy 4 weekends. I don't want to do that. So somewhere along the line, I realized I didn't want to be famous. I hate all that shit. I hate premieres and Hall of Fame banquets. I didn't go to David Chase's Hall of Fame thing. I hate all that stuff, guys. I just wanted to be a man. I just thought comedy would be the easiest way. Did I write that down in that gold notebook, the first 3 or 4 or 5? No, I didn't. That's why I'm in the mess I'm in right now. When are you getting back on stage? I'm not. Because I don't need to get on stage anymore. The job was done. So we all have a purpose. And I want you to hit that purpose before you waste your time on this. If you want to be famous, you're 15 years away. And trust me, in my mind, I know you look at that number and go, I'll become a piano player. Well, go do that. Or I'll become a model. Or I'll become a professional party person. Go do that. If you do strike fame as that, it's going to be fame for 2 months. This type of success, where you put the work in and pay attention, this goes forever. I can make a comeback tomorrow if I want to. Get an hour's worth of material because I did the work. I know how it's done. Pretty plain and fucking simple. And then we're going to build on that from there. I don't want you to look at Kevin Hart and Chappelle and, Shane Gillis, the big comics of today, Whitney Cummings, the Elizas, and go, I want that life. I'm going to do this. You're doing it for the wrong reasons. I don't know. I did it to get high, to disappear, to get a P.O. box. I did it for those reasons. When you hear those stories, the motherfucker had a pager till 2003.
And you probably didn't even want to get rid of it at that point.
No, I didn't get into comedy for that reason, to be at VIP rooms, taking pictures. I liked the store. I was supposed to be there. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I wasn't supposed to be there. I would have 2 spots a night there. So I was supposed to be there, Lee. So it felt good. When I see pictures from the store, that's not too bad. It's not like I'm jumping up and down. But you never saw me pictures from events or nothing like that. I strayed from those things. I don't want, So I always I was always on the right road for myself. If you want bitches, let me know. I'm not going to be mad at you. If you pull me aside and go, oh, listen, I want to go on the road to get my dick sucked 7 nights a week. Okay. At least you know why you're doing it. But remember, one night when your right nut falls off, you can't do fucking comedy no more. That's all. And I don't give a fuck what you get into. But get into it for the right reasons. Not because, that's the hip job right now.
I think there's probably a lot of people who started stand-up after the podcast started. Like since Rogan started, I would guess like there's way more stand-ups.
There's an explosion in this country. There's an explosion of stand-up and entertainment. And I love it. I love it. I just want them to know what they're getting themselves into. Last week, I think I made a statement to you or to somebody that I can't wait till somebody makes a remark after the strike. And today I saw the first one.